that blue white bitch on detox, feeling teapot, 2 left feet, them Reebok. Shawty did freelance, now she a free thot. Should've never let the bitch alone with my seat. My got a bitch skip hip, popping in my Reeboks. Talking about a detox, pussy like a beatbox. All grown up, bitch looking like Salid, not that booty. I need that, I need that, I need that. Blue white bitch on detox, feeling teapot, 2 left feet, them Reebok. Shawty did freelance, now she a free thot. Should've never let the bitch alone with my seat. My got a bitch skip hip, popping in my Reeboks. Talking about a detox, pussy like a beatbox. All grown up, bitch looking like Salid, not that booty. I need that, 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 I need that. Blue white bitch on detox, feeling teapot, 2 left feet, them Reebok. Shawty did freelance, now she a free thot. Should've never let the bitch alone with my seat. My got a bitch skip hip, popping in my Reeboks. Talking about a detox, pussy like a beatbox. All grown up, bitch looking like Salid, not that booty.
Could've been certain, could've been a G. Should've never switched right to the police. Now they're looking at you funny when you're walking down the street. Looking at me like fool, trying to see what they can do. Me, I'm like, wallow, what you really, really think? You don't really wanna actually behave. Whenever on stage and the million gets made. I need that, 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 I need that.
Thank you to Mike as always. Welcome to round number 11 of Tier 1. Today we are racing around Hungary. Of course, wildcard for today, we will have a little talk about. So the wildcard for today was the last one left on the spin wheel. And it is default setups. So every driver is limited to the balanced setup. So that'll certainly be interesting. Let's have a little look at the calendar. So of course, Hungary this week with a wildcard of default setup, and then next week for our season finale, we have Abu Dhabi with a sprint race. Let's have a little look at the championship standings then. Championship leader Joe Rendell, 13 points ahead of James, who was in P2, who was pretty close to Rouse as well. After missing Qatar last week with his race ban, he is in P3. Ted P4, then we got Expo P5. Tractor P6 overtaking Busy after last week's performance in Qatar, who is now P7. We got Mr. Robert Reserve in P8, Rollins in P9 and Blondie in P10. Let's look to the bottom half. We've got Ferrer P11, 4 points ahead of Ollie in P12, who was 2 points ahead of Billy in P13 in the Mercedes. And we got Caliboy P14, who was 6 points clear of Chris Downs in P15, who was level on points with Madge in P16. Hilly in the full-time Haas now, P17. Then we've got Harry P18, and we've got Gav P19, and then 10 points back, we have GBM Jack in P20. On to the constructors now. There we go. So we've got a battle between the Red Bulls, the McLarens and the Mercedes, all in the top three. Of course, Aston Martin as well, sniffing behind as well. So we've got Red Bull on 563 points, McLaren on 546. Only 8 points clear of Mercedes on 538. And then we've got Aston Martin on 510. Williams P5 on 493. Racing Bulls P6 on 450. Alpine P7 on 408. Sauber 70 points clear of Ferrari on 320, Ferrari on 250, and then Haas P10 on 167 points. So that rounds up our championship standings. We do have a dry session, of course, in Tier 2 earlier. We did have a wet sprint race, because that was at F2, so we had a sprint race there. It's very interesting. Go and check it out if you haven't already. It'll be up now. Of course, drivers will be straight out, because no setups to do. So, of course, we will hop on board with the first person out every single time, like always. Let's see who it is. It looks like a Red Bull, James Stoss, former championship leader. Otherwise, had a tough few races, but is looking to get back on track around this tough circuit today. Of course, a tough and tight battle between the top three in the standings, James, Joe and Rels. Shout out today to Matt Maddox, who has earned himself a full-time seat for Aston Martin for the last two races of the season. So let's see how he gets on today. I'm expecting some big things. Bit of a tough race to start your Tier 1 journey, of course, with the default setups. But we'll see how he gets on. Who's on the lap? It's James. On an out lap. Sorry for the... See who comes round the final corner. DRS and overtake. Enabled. Into turn one, try and stay as left as you can on entry, maybe touch the curb a little bit, try and sling it in, maybe just avoid the curb as it will spin your car around the run. Down the hill into turn two now, downhill braking zone, very tough corner. Overall, of course, with default setup will be even harder as he slings it through turn three, down the curb on the exit, as the run up the hill into turn four. Of course, Bill first sector as he is the only man out on track. Through turn five we go. You can see him using hot lap mode, using a lot of battery in this first couple sectors. Into the tight chicane of turn 6 and 7. Looks pretty tidy from the Red Bull as we move into turn 8. Now 9. 10 and 11, quite a high speed chicane coming up. As you can see, a little bit of a lift through turn 11. Of course, the setup proving that you can't go flat out through there. Of course, purple once again. As we were on the run into turn 13, pretty demanding corner to finish out the lap. Into the final turn comes P2 in the championship, Mr. James Stoss in the Red Bull. Let's see where this puts him. Looks pretty tidy in my eyes. And there's a 16.9. Let's have a look towards his teammate, Ferret, who goes P3 with an 18.6. LX Tractor goes above James, okay. Getting ball with championship leader, Exo Thunder, as he rounds the final corner. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 16.5, which puts him on provisional pole. As it stands, it's getting ball with Hilly, who I know has got some speed. Expo goes P5 with a 17.4, Albon with an 18.2, Blondie with an 18 flat. As Hilly rounds turn 13. Got a few laps flying in. Jack with a 19.1, Maddox with an 18.5. Jonathan with a 17.9. Let's have a look at Hilly's lap, see where this is going to put him. P4 with a 17.2. Solid start. Here comes Mikey round the final corner, reserving in the McLaren today. P9 with an 18.2. Chris Downs starting a lap. I think he might have invalidated in his first one. Here comes Rels. To the line goes P4 with a 17.2 in the Mercedes. Vizdino going through sector 2. Gav in sector 1 has got ball with Vizdino then. as he runs through turns 8, 9 and 10 and 11. And goes a bit wide, keeps out of the invalidation zone, so this lap will count as he flings it in to turn 12. The car sticks through turn 13 we go, a little bit of curb on entry, try and open up the corner. Some overtake as he runs into the final corner. Nice lift. No brakes needed there. To the line for the Alpine, P8 with 17.7. On board with Gav as he runs turn 13. A few cars in his way, let's hope he get out of the way. Nicely out of the Sauber coming into the pits. It's been nice and clean for the Ferrari of Gav. See where this one puts him. P16 with a 19.4. Chris Downs is invalidated again, unfortunately. Expo could be on the lap, I don't think it is actually. Yeah, I don't think we've got any more laps coming in, so this should be it for now. As Grells comes into the pits, of course. Yeah, there's no lap times flying in yet, so we've got Madrid now laps, so we'll get on board with the Alpine. She runs around at turn 4 now, out lap, of course. No track limits. That will affect her lap time. I must say, pretty interesting for Madge. Coming out where there's basically no one out on track. There's a V-car coming out the pits, but theoretically there's not going to be many people on the track at this time, so might be a good way to get some fresh air, some fresh air, some clean air. Not some fresh air, she's already outside. Yeah, track red Jonathan. Sauber coming out the pits. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. So here comes Madge into turn 1, the Red Bull gets out the way. Into turn 2 comes Madge. If you haven't already, check out the Tier 2 race earlier on today as Madge joined me in the comms box. First bit of commentary this is done. Fair to say she did pretty well. So go and watch that when you have the time to do so. Madge with a run into turn 6. Bit wide on the first apex, but gets it stuck through. Ooh, Mikey's got a 5-place grid penalty for collision with Lily at turn 2. Not too sure what's happening there. So Madge goes purple in the middle sector there. Madge may be coming to grips with the default setup around Hungary. Let's see what this lap time is for the Alpine here. Got a nice bit of battery to burn to the line as well. Around the final corner comes the Alpine. Yeah, I don't think that was about middle sector, as she sets the exact same lap time as her teammate. I've never seen that before between two teammates as well. That's very impressive. 17.732 for both of them. Let's go on board with Tractor, who's on a lap now. 10th and a half up. Oh, he's invalidated. No way. Got a few laps happening. Let's see if we can get on board with someone who's a bit later on. Yeah, just look. So we're going to have to get on board with Tractor. Oh! I mean, we've got a Red Bull of Mr. James Stoss in the barrier. That's what I look like. Let's see if he's got any damage on him. Don't know if he does or not. Maybe a bit of a hiccup there from James. Tractor starting a new one. Get on board with... Oh, I don't know. Pick a car! Blondie's down. Chris Downs has got a 5-place grid penalty. Right, let's go on board with Joe. Going through sector 2, half 10th up currently. Going through turn 10 and 11 now. Here comes the McLaren. Just under 2/10 up. Let's see where this puts a reigning world champion. And also a championship favourite. Can he go back to back? Could be decided after this race, who knows? As he rounds the final turn in the big shiny McLaren. And he improves to a 16 fall. So that puts him 3/10 advantage on P2 currently. Tractor, who's a little bit down on his time, and he's invalidated once again. James gearing up for another one. Harry Hill might have improved on his time. Didn't really catch it. Got some support for Joe from Gibby. Of course, Gibby was the second sub on the channel earlier in Tier 2. Much appreciated, Gibby. We've got Jonathan on a lap going through turn 13. See where this puts the Aston Martin. Currently sat in P11. Jonathan relatively new to Tier 1 as well. Just having his debut a couple of weeks ago. Improves to a 17.8 but doesn't move position. So we've got Matt Maddox, who improved for an 18.1. So not a bad showing from both Astons there. Some decent pace. As James invalidated, James really struggling. Expo about 2/10 up. Don't think he was looking forward to this race, but looks like he's got decent pace, currently in P7. See if he can improve on his lap as he runs on the curb. And then that's the last curb you want to get onto. Yeah, not bad, Albon. Keep it up. Yeah, this track is a nightmare. Especially with default setups as well. With the wildcard, it's going to be even worse. Here comes Expo to the line. He improves to P6 with a 17.3, just overtakes Infinity. Let's have a look if anybody else on the lap is not. Blondie's on a lap now. Chris Downs not on a lap, so I'll get on board with Blondie as he runs into turn 2. Currently P12 in the V-carb. See if he can get any sort of improvement. Strategy is definitely going to be very interesting. Yeah, Joe's got some hella pace around Hungary. It's just his track. Doesn't matter what cell we put on the car. Oh, his Blondie flings it through the chicane. That's what you love to see. Through turn 9. Oh, right on the line there. Sending it, using all the track to his advantage. Hasn't got much battery to work with though. Going into the last sector. He's about 400s down. Let's see if we can gain some time in the last sector though. Through turn 12, nice and tidy. He does have the overtake button pressed. Going through these corners, so that will prove a little bit difficult. As Blondie rounds the final turn. Pretty short lap around here. The line doesn't improve, unfortunately. 300s down on his first hot lap that he's set. There's Dino aboard. Oh my word. I was so close to the pit wall. Oh, Infinity. Going purple maybe. So 4/10 up. On his lap going through turn 13. That was very close. Nearly qualifying over for the Alpine there. As Billy rounds the final turn. Right on the limit. Goes P3 with a 16.7. What a lap from Infinity. Finished at P13 in the stand and showed some brilliant pace around Hungary on the default setups. We'll have Gavin a lap, yeah we do. Got a few out laps, I need to see how long's left in the session. 3 minutes, so we will see a few drivers start to come off their final lap now. 4 minutes new enough. James Stoss on an out lap, so I think we'll run a ball with him as we prepare for the final laps of quali. Actually, I think Tracker may be going on a lap. And yes, let's get on board with tractor before we get on board with James. Into turn 1, comes tractor. It's like a good first turn for the V-carb there. Ronnie retires on the pits. Maybe wants to save some tyres for the race. A little bit wide. Just get the car turned into turn 3 pretty nicely. Up the hill. 2 tenths up in the first sector. He goes purple. See what tractor can do here. Through turn 5. Looking to shoot his way up the standings, of course, currently sat P6. After a pretty slow start of the season, a few maybe below average results by his standards, he's really started to show his pace throughout the second half of the season. He's really started to improve as well. Oh, as he invalidates. Oh, he was a 10th and a half up. He's going to be fuming with that. Unfortunate for tractor. Turn 11. That pesky corner with these setups. You think you can go flat out, but then that white line comes at you very quickly. Unfortunately, just moved over. It's James Stoss into turn 1. I think he's going for 2 outlaps, I would assume, because of his battery. Yeah, I reckon so. Let's get on board with Jonathan, who is down. Chris is not on a lap. Lily, let's have a look at Lily. On her first lap, he had to set a lap time. Go on, Billy, son. P3, keep it up, son. You're not far from track, either. Brilliant, though. I'd probably stop texting and get out on the track, though. Lily rounds the final turn to the line. Stays P20, unfortunately, with a 19.8 course default setups. So difficult. Right, let's get on board. Oh, who did we get on board with? I want new subscriber Gibby to pick a driver to run on board with. Come on, Gibby, give me a driver. One out of the top 5, I'd recommend. I need you, Gibby. Joe's on an outlap. Who do you want me to follow? Do you want me to follow Joe? It's up to you. You're the new subscriber, you get a pick. James going through turn 2. See if he can improve. Going down his P4 position. Oh, just go with Joe, Billy. Sound right? We'll go with Joe. It was half a tenth up through the first sector. He's gone purple once again. He's got James just up ahead as well, so we're getting a 2 for 1 here. James invalidated. No, he hasn't. Right, here comes Joe. Through turn 11, sends it. Gets on the entry curb. He's still up on his time. James right in front, so we will see what James can put in. Through turn 13 comes Joe. Qualifying has ended. So everyone's final lap. Joe rounds the final corner, see what James can do. He goes provisional pole, but Joe beats him! Joe beats him by about 700ths of a second. The top 2 in the championship separated by under a tenth. Joe currently sat on provisional pole. Could well be pole position, mind. Rel's just about under 2 tenths up. So is Expo. Billy just over 2 tenths up. So this could be a second row start for Billy. He is already on the second row, but he could improve to P3 if he keeps it up. Through the middle sector comes the Mercedes. Oh, he runs wide. Keeps it within the limits though. 4 tenths up. Tell you what, this could put Billy on pole position here. Billy going through turn 13. This could be very interesting, by the way. Rels will make it to the line before him, so we'll see what Rels does. Rels to the line. Goes to P4. Here comes Billy to the line. Oh my word. He has set the exact same lap time as Joe. I think Joe gets it because he did the lap first. Oh my goodness, look at that. I've never seen that in my life. I cannot believe it. Oh my god. Oh god. That is insane. So you will have a front row of Joe and Billy. I don't know what order. I'm assuming Joe will keep pole position. Same lap time is crazy. I can't believe that. Billy is starting P2 though. But fair play. You set the exact same time as Joe. That is insane, by the way. I cannot believe that. That is excellent. Got a few five-place grid penalties. Oh, so here we go to 5 in red lights for round 11. Tier 1 Hungary. Lights out and we are underway. Looks like a very solid start from Billy, who was alongside Joe going into the first corner. Into turn 1. Oh, he got 3 wide near enough. Few ghosted cars. And Joe does keep the lead. Rels and Tractor side by side going into turn 2. A little bit of wheel bang. Oh my word, his Tractor centred into the back of Billy. Rels on the back of his teammate now, going up into turn 4. Both Williams having a brilliant start. Oh my word, as Albon has put off the track into the path of his teammate and he gets P5. I wonder if that'll be an illegal overtake though. Don't think it will be. Silly makes a move on Tractor. Matt Maddox on the inside of Tractor as well. Oh, that's going to be close on exit. Looks like they get out unscathed. Because Tractor actually gets ahead of Matt. Now Viz Dino going for a move on Matt Maddox. Oh, as he spins into Matt! And they're still side by side going through sector 2. I don't know how they both kept that on track. Very impressive. Sauber going wide there. I think it might have been GBM Jack. It is carnage back here. 3 wide into turn 12. And there's a spin for Viz. Viz has spun all the way to the back. Oh my word, look at this. It is carnage towards the rear of the grid. We're going to get on back on board as Ferret overtakes GBM Jack into the final corner. James Stoss looking towards Rels there. Tractor just fully outbrake himself into turn 2. Hit the rear of the Mercedes. Broke his wing. So we've got a battle between Ferret and GBM Jack. Still ongoing. Jack for the outside line into turn 2. Oh, he's onto the curb. Can he hang it on the outside though? This is going to be very interesting. On exit. Oh, Ferret just keeps the place. Some solid racing there. Rodney right in the back of Madge in P13. This is brilliant. It's like Mario Kart. Oh god, that was a voice crack. Albon up in P5. The Williams an excellent start. On debut, Matt Maddox holding his P9 that he held at the start. Billy and Infinity out in front. 6/10 the gap between them two. Of course, DRS will be in effect from this lap. Madge and Jack getting close. Madge going down the inside of turn 12, still side by side, going into turn 13, no. It's going to be close on exit into the final turn. Madge is going to keep the place, but Jack sends it down the inside with a lovely switchback move. Out the final turn, this is going to get very close. I'm going to have to look towards James, who's on the back of Rels. As Hilly goes for a move on Albon of it down the inside into turn 1. Both drivers getting very close. Hilly with the DRS. Can he look for the inside into turn 2? He does. Sends it down the inside. Albon will have the inside for turn 3 and probably will keep the place, and he does. Some great racing so far. Lap 3. The Haas of Hilly looking for a move on the Williams there. He runs wide, going through turn 4. Expo all over the back of the Haas as well. Rels looks like he's getting a little bit gap by the top 2 of Joe and Infinity. About 1.2 seconds between both Mercedes cars. All aboard the Ferret train in P10. P10 all the way down to 18th. In a train as Ferret runs a little bit wide though. And Hilly has a run into turn 12. Sends a bit of a fake, and Albon does go wide. And he has an outside line going into turn 13. Oh, it's actually right on the rear. Oh, look at that. There's a V-carb on the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. In fact, it did force his way through there. On the Williams of Expo, and does get the place up to P7. Back on board with the leaders. Doesn't look like Billy's going to go for any sort of move. Have a look at Hilly. Is he going to go for moving to turn 1? Not quite. Back to Ferret. GBM Jack with DRS. With the run into turn 1, of course, everyone on the same setup. There's no front wing advantages for straight line speed. Oh, Jack's going to go down the inside into turn 2. There's contact. Oh, there's a bit of a lock in tyres. Oh my word. And Madge has put in the wall with some damage. Oh, that's so unfortunate for the Alpine. Oh dear. Nothing she could really do there. Blondie does get through into P11. Ferrer drops to P12. Very unfortunate for Jack and Ferret. Just locking tyres. Oh, as Blondie sends down the inside into turn 6. Oh, some contact as well. Lily and Viz getting close on track. Oh, looks like Lily might have had a bit of an oopsie as well. Coming out of turn 7. Kelly has made a move on Albon over. Is getting close into turn 13. So what we want to see, some brilliant racing. Blondie gets to 3 seconds. I'm missing a great battle on her. Oh my goodness, that's a car park into turn 13. This is great to see. Look at the gap between 4th and 5th. 5 seconds now. This is a very intriguing battle. Here comes Hilly into turn 1. Can he go for a move on Albon? He does send it down the inside into turn 1. Can he get it stopped? Look at that, 4 cars separated by about 2 tenths. Albon does keep a place, but Tractor goes through. The V-car up in a P6 with damage as well. Very impressive. Blondie overtaking Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan's tumbling back. Not sure what's happened there. Maddox holding his own, by the way. Hanging on to the back of this battle for P5. Maddox up in a P8 with a move on Expo into the chicane. Thank you. Thanks, lovable bunny. I don't know who you are, but thanks. Matt and Albon lover doing brilliant so far. Both improving on their starting positions. James on the back of Harry Hale. I think Harry Hale actually overtook James. I can't remember if James were in front of Wells or not. Tractor with DRS on Albon lover. Too far back for leave though. All aboard the Jack train now. It's no longer the Ferret train, it is the Jack train. Mikey with a run into turn 1, but thinks better of sending it. Oh, Tractor does run wide, and Hilly could have a good run going into turn 4. Doesn't look like a way though. James still hanging at the back of Rells. Chris and Viz getting close. Tractor will have to be careful with track limits, of course, with damage. It's easily an easy mistake to run a little bit wide and exceed track limits, of course. Albon doing a brilliant job in P5, a bit squirrely on the exit of turn 7 though. Tractor right on his gearbox. Could be looking for a move any minute now. Oh my word, he's going to send it into turn 11. What a move from Tractor. That is a place you never see a move. That is very impressive from the V-carb. Could be move of the day so far. Of course, still about, 29 laps to go. Your Twitch crashed. James Stoss. Still on the back of Rells. Tractor moves to the inside to break the toe. Albon over with the outside line into turn 1. And the Williams go for a switchback, of course. Tractor with the damage. So that is a smart play from the Williams. Oh, he's right in the back of him with the outside line into turn 2. Who's going to be last in the late break? There's a little bit of wheel banging. Can he hold the outside line into turn 3? Oh, side by side. Oh my word, a little bit of contact. Here we go, up the hill into turn 4, still side by side. Albon gets the place. Moves a bit into P5, trying to get a penalty. And I miss a bit of oh! As Albon runs wide, and there's still more contact with Tractor going into turn 6. Still side by side in the chicane. And Albon is forced off. Into turn 8. Tractor on the inside gets the place. Tractor up in a P5. Maybe was a bit wrong about the forced off there. I don't think Albon was alongside enough though, so my bad on that one. Can Albon hang on to the back as well as into the pits? 8 laps in. It's very interesting. Very early on as well. Looks like Hilly's coming in the pits as well in the Haas. Maybe the tide of degradation is that bad. Cheeky undercut on the way for Rels. Oh, and it looks like GBM Jack's had a spin at the final turn. Can Albon have a go for another switchback? Outside line once again into turn 2, a little bit of wheel banging. When Jack retires on the pits, he must have got some severe wing damage there. Albon might have a good run into turn 4. Don't think he does though. Not well enough to make a pass. Tractor hangs on to P4 now. Current Rollins are getting close. This was the battle of the Qatar race, to be fair. You didn't see that last week. Oh my word, we are going side by side near enough into turn 5. Here we go, Ferret on the outside, Rollins on the inside. Ferret gets ahead of the cell, but up in a P12. Harry Hill now. Not Harry Hill. That name is changing, man. Rels on the back of Gav. Gav got a little bit of a bad exit there. Through goes Rels down the inside into turn 12. Don't think Gav's going to fight that one. Up in a P9 goes the Mercedes. "17 watching the stream is brilliant." Love to see it. Got it already. Make sure to drop a follow on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. As Albon have let his teammate go, but that could leave him under pressure from Matt Maddox's mind. In the Aston, I don't think Albon wants to give this one up though. Into turn 3, very close. Albon does keep a hold of P6 though. He does let through his teammate, who was obviously the quicker driver at this point in the race. Fairs. The followers have been popping off lately, by the way. It's great to see. Chandler's going every day. Jack, what happened on the last corner? Oh, here comes Rels. Oh, I've missed that. I thought I was on Rels, but I wasn't. Rels does get through on Mikey. Fighting some traffic is not going to help his undercut, but I feel like he's undercutted James that much that it doesn't really matter how he fights. He does have the overall pace. Have a look at his gap. I'll do it there. Yeah, the channel's been growing like crazy in the last couple of weeks or so. Getting a lot of followers. Yeah, it's been brilliant. Actually, pleasure to commentate every race. Not every race that I'm scheduled to commentate for. Oh, Matt outbreaks himself. Ah, right, okay. Unfortunate. So, Matt Maddox right on the back of Albon of a Blondie looking for a move on Ferret. Are we 3 wide? I can't really see. Oh, we were. Blondie off the track. Ferret takes P40. I think Blondie lost 2 places in 1 there. Back on board with Matt Maddox. It was all over the back of Albon over both debutants in this race, fighting for P6 currently. Of course, both did tier 2 earlier on as well. I'm starting to lose my voice. Got James Stoss on the back of Infinity now, but he has started to drop back. Yeah, I've got a drink. I'm sound. Here comes James. Oh, that's very close. Through turn 2. Matt Maddox made a move on Albon Lover. Looks like he was going through turn 2 when that happened. Ooh. And that is a spinning Red Bull of Ferret. No, it's not. Was that James? Oh, James made a mistake. Coming out of turn 7, and he's lost a heap of time. 5 seconds off infinity now. James Stoss having a spin. Took around a Haskell, so I think that was Hilly as well. Further back. Lily in the grass. Match takes P18. I think Hilly had a bit of a skirmish as well on this lap. A few mistakes creeping in. Of course, default setups will prove quite difficult, as Rels is now caught up to the back of Expo and Tractor after boxing as well. So some good pace for him on them hard tyres. I wonder if the rest of these are going for a one-stop while Harry Hale is going for... Oh, Harry Hale again. Oh my word. Rels going for an aggressive two-stop. So here comes Expo, inside line into turn 2. Is he going to go for a move down the inside? Rels hits him on the rear, and Tractor sent wide. Tractor still has the inside line for turn 3. I think Expo had to give the place back due to legal overtake as Rels gets the pass on the Williams, now onto the back of Tractor. Tractor with damage as well. As Rels gives himself the inside line for turn 6. Very close, and he gets the pass. Great move from Rels up into P4. Still got Expo on the back of him, does Tractor. With damage as well. Of course, on that pink V-carb. You have to try and hold off charging Williams. Let's get on board and have a look at the grain and the tyres. So you can see that front left just having a little bit of grain in at a low speed, but doesn't look too bad. Let's track the boxes. So does James. So Harry Rels is going to take P3 as Infinity and Exo Thunder still stay out. Magic gets a 3-second penalty. Hilly makes a move on Jonathan, up into P7, goes the Haas. Oh, we've had a spin at the last corner, I think. Oh, it's Albon Lover. Oh, on the fresh hards as well. He's made a mistake at the final turn, and that's going to cost him dearly. This unfortunately now falls behind Lily and just Lily. Maybe Ferret as well. I think he was in this battle. Just imagine Tractor getting very close. James Stoss on the back of Jonathan, who drifts through turn 6. This is not going to benefit James in any way, shape or form. As the race leader Exo Thunder comes into the pits, and we could see a change in lead here, as Rels could have pulled off undercut of the century. James really needs to make a move. Looks like Viz Dino's had an oopsie as well, and he has spun round at the exit of turn 7. Let's get on board with... So not helping him as Rels takes the lead of the race. Of course, Infinity and Joe on fresh hard tyres. Billy now up in a P4. So here comes James with the outside line on Jonathan into turn 1. Jonathan shouldn't really fight this due to the tyre wear difference. James has to run a little bit wide, but he does get the pace. Not again. Matt Maddox coming out in P11 just behind Madge. Oh, this is going to be very close and exit. Just avoids contact. No DRS for Matt. See if we can get a move done on Madge.
James Stoss gets ahead of Mikey through turn 5. Let's see if Tractor's changed. LX Tractor has indeed changed his front wing, so that's why he's lost a bit of ground to Expo. So Rolls with a 3.5 second lead, or Billy gets a 3 seconds for track limits, and that's going to hinder his chances of winning this race. Got a battle between Matt and Madge. Eminem. Hey. Deary me. Half a second between the two. Going through the final corner, Matt using all the tractor's advantage to get a better exit out the final turn. Then the Alpine DRS enabled down the main straight. And this is going to be a very simple pass for the Aston Martin. Up into P9. Oh! And Raw Rinzen's been spun round by, I think that was the Red Bull of Ferret. So he's going to tumble down the order. All the way down to P17 now. Here's the Sauber. Oh dear. Looks like the Red Bull of Ferret just hit the back of Raw. Albon Lover gets a 3 second penalty for multiple warnings. He's had a bit of a tough 5 laps or so, getting a penalty and also having a spin. He's also dropped a P11 now. He was running P5 in this race at one point. See how the strategy plays out though. Mikey's still out in their mediums. He's making them last a hell of a long time as he comes in the pits on lap 15. Mikey could go at the end. 19 laps on a set of hards. He could have well pulled off a one-stop there. After doing that long, very long stint on the mediums to start off. Been on them since the very first lap of the race. I was going to say it's the very start of the race, but it is. Half a second between Tractor and Expo. Tractor has gained that advantage, gained that time that he lost due to changing his front wing in the pits. Albon Lover on the back of Madge. Currently sat in P10, looking to charge after the Alpine. It's the curb and exceeds track limits on the exit of turn 4. Tractor still on the back of Expo. Oh, and Viz has had another. Oh, he's in the wall. And he's lost some front wing there. The Alpine's even going from bad to worse. Albon's still on the back of Madge though. Let's see if Madge can salvage some points for this Alpine team. Of course, top 16 get points. Gonna keep tabs on James Stoss, who's now caught up to the back of Hilly. Albon Lover gets past Madge though, with the run into turn 1. James Stoss right in the back of Hilly now, on 5 lap fresher tyres. And is retired in the pits, unfortunately for him, after his trip into the barriers on the exit of turns 6. So Alex. Just kicked Wells out of the session. We watch James Stoss onto the main straight now, half a second, about 4/10 now behind Hilly with DRS, and he gets past on the Haas. Hey. Doesn't look like he's got enough pull on the straight. Let's see if he can get it into turn 2. Rowell's leaving the session has not benefited him. He has dropped significantly. He was in front of Joe when it happened, and now he's 1.5 seconds back. His battle for P6 still heating up between Expo and Tractor as well. Oh, look at this run that Tractor's got into turn 4. Expo forced himself a little bit wide, mindful of the overtake in the charging V-carb. Still side by side though, on the exit of turn 5, and it looks like Tractor does get the position. And he does win a P6, goes the V-carb of Tractor. Very nice move. Forced Expo into a little bit of a mistake. Going a little bit wider than he, a little bit wider than he should have probably. Here comes James once again. Billy also on the back. Rowell's both Mercedes teammates, of course. So here comes James a lot closer to the hilly on this one. It's probably going to be a pass for the Red Bull down the inside into turn 1. Hilly doesn't really fight it too much. James Doss now open a P4. Doesn't look like Hilly is going to get the place back. As I've missed Rowell's, make a move on Billy. Now open a P2. I didn't miss that. Billy's caught up to Rowell's. Forgot. I thought Billy was in front. That's my bad. So this is the closest Billy's been to Rowell's in the last 5 laps or so. So we could see a move on here. Could we see a spotting position between 2 teammates? Maybe it could be the smart thing to do with Billy being on the fresher tyres. Of course, may try to chase down Joe. And then battling could really help Rowell's here. That 2/10. Seems like Rowell's is going to put up a fight though. 2/10 the gap on the exit of turn 14. Here comes Infinity with DRS on his teammate. Into turn 1 we go. And Rowell's is not going. He's going to fight it into turn 1 on the inside. Breaks a little bit later than Billy. Billy does have the run and gets P2. So Mercedes do swap places. Expo still in DRS zone, DRS range of Tractor. Albon are pretty close to Mikey. I think that was a move from Mikey in the last few laps or so. Albon now drops to P10, still within about half a second over the McLaren in front. Expo getting pretty close to Tractor there. Oh, as Albon runs really wide out of turn 1. Like a compromised exit, and Madge could be on a charge here. I think she's a little bit too far back to be fair. Oh, and Albon was really struggling. Not sure what's happening here. Car seems to be all over the place. And he runs wide again. Maybe his tyres are just shot, I don't know. What's really going on through turn 6? And Madge gets a very nice move. Albon is not going to fight it in turn 8 though. Oh, and Rouse is pitted. There's 2 stop onto another set of hards. Could be a smart move that. Albon is still on the back of Madge. Going to turn 12. Oh, Jonathan sends it around the outside. Some great car placement from the Aston Martin there. Side by side through the last corner, and Jonathan does get the place. I think Gav getting involved as well. Go on, Gav. Thanks for in the train going to P10. Gav really showing some pace in this race here. As Albon runs wide, and Gav looks to take the place. Up in a P12 goes Gav. Oh, Jonathan's made a move down the inside of Madge. Some great racing going on in the mid-pack. Very impressive. Gav moving up in a P12. Could chase up the Madge, who's been on these tyres for now 16 laps. She runs wide again. Albon gets another penalty for track limits. Oh, and breaks a little bit too late going into turn 5. Just forces his way through, but to me it looked like a pretty decent move. He called Gavin napping there. And now he's all over the back of Madge once again. Hilly's come in for a second stop. Oh, his Albon of it does go off the track. And he does get out of the way of F1 guard there. Albon's starting to struggle on these hard tyres by the looks of things. Oh, bless me. Oh, Hilly on fresh tyres, still in P8 though. Oh, his Albon was retired in the pit lane. Fortunately for the Williams on debut, his race comes to an end on lap 22. A valiant effort though. Matt Maddox running a very impressive race up in P7 in the Aston Martin, of course, on his Tier 1 debut as full time. Oh, his Expo. Yeah, default setups is not ideal. To make your first race in Tier 1, default setups is pretty difficult, mind. Fair play though, you did have some pace in that race. Rels just finds himself right on the back of Tractor coming out the final corner. This will be a pretty simple pass as Tractor moves a lot there on the straight. My word. Into turn 1. Oh, Tractor's going to fight it down the inside. And Rels does get the place up to P4. Ellie makes a move on Matt with DRS though. Up in a P7 goes the Haas. Warrens and Madge is boxed. Tractor still hanging on to the back of Rels. "12 laps to go." Field is pretty spread out now. Awful the gap between Rels and James, 12 seconds there. Could we see a one stop from James, Infinity and Joe? Possibly. It's definitely on the cards. Oh. Expo looking to chase up to Tractor. Hilly sets a new fastest lap in the race with a 19.2 on the fresh hard tyres. See what he can do. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. 3 seconds for Billy, Tractor, Expo, Rollins and Chris, Madge and Ferret. 6 seconds for Jonathan and Blondie. Let's have a look at the stops. So we've got 2 stoppers, Madge, Hilly and Rels. Position changes. Not much change at the front, to be fair. Only the top 7 is basically identical except from Tractor and Rels swapping places. Matt Maddox up 1. Mikey up 9 positions. Could be on track for a drive of the day there. Jonathan up 2, Gav up 5 as well. On the charge for P10. Could be a very good finish for the Ferrari driver. Rorinson up 1, Blondie up 2, Chris up 5 after starting P19, pretty good from him. Madge down 4, Ferret down 2 and Lily up 3. Madge on the fresh mediums. On the back of Chris Downs. We've also got Expo within DRS range of Tractor. I'll keep an eye on that battle for P5. So Rels is really starting to pull away from that. From Tractor and Expo there. Nearly 5 seconds as Chris runs wide and Madge takes the place. Up into P14 goes Madge. get on board with the Williams of Expo. We'll let you lot listen to some F1 ASMR as we go through Expo's lap. Here comes Hilly with DRS and Expo. Expo missed out on DRS on tractor there, and Hilly really took advantage of it. Up in a P6 goes the Haas. Oh, his Expo looks for a little move down the inside, but Hilly covers it off nicely. Bit of contact, but no damage. Luckily for the Williams. Hilly now on the back of tractor, about 3/10 of a second. Blondie pits down in P13. So this race is really starting to calm down. The gap between Rels and James is starting to drop though. 9 laps left in this race. As you can see, Hilly half a second back from the V car. This will help Expo maybe get some DRS as well. Here comes Hilly with DRS. He got a great run out the last corner. And Hilly moves up in a P5. Tractor is going to fight it though. He sticks down the inside. Oh, and a bit of contact on exit. It looks like Tractor got a little bit unsettled after the slight contact. Hilly gets through. P5 for the Haas. Let's see how many positions he's gained. He gained 2 from P7 to P5 in this race. Solid showing from him. L Twitch. Rollins are now on the back of Gav. Gav trying his best to hang on to that P11. Gav has run a brilliant race so far, by the way. He's up 5 places. If he can hang on to that P11, he could be looking at driver of the day, mate. I think currently it does stay with Mikey, who is 9 places up. He started P18, now he's P9. In no man's land, really. Trying to see it out to the end of this race. Rels is definitely not out of the question. 10 seconds to the leader. Billy has a penalty. He could definitely catch up towards the end of this race. 7 laps to go. He needs about a second a lap on James, but he is starting to get that. It's battle for P6 between Expo and Tractor. These two have been near each other the whole race. Seven laps to go. Billy's starting to close up to the back of Joe. Just over a second between them two, so we could see a little battle for the lead. That will not help them, of course, with the charging Mercedes of Rails down in P4. Up in P4, I should say. So as it stands championship-wise, the championship will go to Abu Dhabi. No, let me just work out the points. So this will move Joe to 450 points. James, I think that's 38 points. Let's just work this out because we've got some time. So, so there will be a 25-point gap between James and Joe going into the final race as it stands. However, that gap will shrink to 23 if James can get P2, as Billy does have a 3-second penalty, so that will drop behind James. So I think the gap between Joe and James will shrink to 23 points. Well, expand to 23 points. Going into Abu Dhabi, of course, a sprint race, so there's a lot to play for. The championship will go down to the wire. 5 laps to go in this one. But Roll Rinson right in the back of Gab. Oh, Gab gets a penalty. Track limits. Sport position. Both drivers have 3 seconds of penalties. Two drivers just left the session. I didn't see who they were. I'm going to have to have a look through. That was an expo. I'll try and get them back in immediately. Expo. There we go. So hopefully they can get back in ASAP. Got the Red Bull of Ferret getting lapped by our race leader. Got an expo, try and get yourself back in, so. There he is. Nice. Rollins and shoots down the inside of turn 2. He does run a bit wide and can get his car in the right place to retake P11. Oh, it's very close, and Rollins does keep it pointed in a straight line. Keeps it out of the barriers. Can you get back in? It says you've joined. Can you get control of that Williams? James starts starting to catch Infinity now. 2.5. Don't think Rouse is going to have enough time to catch James. And I tell you what, Hilly's on the charge. Hilly could well take P4 in this race. Still 4 laps left. Oh. Oh no. Expo's AI is pitted for mediums, which are 13 laps old. I've never seen that happen in my life. The game has just put Expo out on track with about 60% tyres. Still with 4 laps to go. Oh my god. That is so lucky. They're going to be cooked. Deary me. Let's get on board with James or Hilly. We'll get James and Hilly, we'll just rotate. Hilly is definitely starting to eat away at that gap between him and Ralph. James, just over a second. It's getting very close between these two. Looks like Billy's tyres are starting to struggle. About 6 or 7 tenths between James and Infinity. Going in the last 3 laps of this race, looks like Joe's dead set to win this race. It's set him up perfectly for Abu Dhabi next week. Oh, the Expo's had a spin. The game has really shafted him, I must say. Oh dear. His race result has been ruined by EA Sports. EA Sports, it's in the game. 3 laps left. Or as Billy runs wide, and that's going to compromise this gap between him and James. Billy's still in danger of losing his podium. Well, Hilly can close into that 3 second gap, but he's that 3 second window. due to his penalty. Billy is saving battery into turn 1. Bit of a lock-up, does run wide. This is going to give James a brilliant run. Into turn 2. Can he get close enough for a move? Oh, that's very close. Hilly just crept into DRS range of Rels. Yeah, Hilly's right in the back of Rels now, half a second. As you can see, the Haas closing in on a podium here, possibly, if he can get within that 3-second gap of Billy. It's going to be a tough ask. He needs to overtake Rels and also get past to get into that 3 seconds. James will have a bite of DRS. Oh, look at Billy, he's really struggling with them rears. As we move on to lap 34, the penultimate lap of this race. Here comes James Stoss with DRS. Outside line for turn 1. Doesn't look like Billy's going to fight it. Here comes Hilly on Rels into turn 1. It's close. Hilly on the exit of turn 1. Doesn't look like he's going to get a good enough run. Tell you what, Billy could well fall behind Rels and Hilly here. That 3-second penalty with the older tyres really not helping him. As it stands, Rels will stand on the bottom step of the podium. Will be a very impressive podium for the Mercedes driver, of course. Starting P5 in this race, I think he'll be chuffed with that. So as it stands, Rels will get P3 and Hilly will get P4. Billy really needs to get his foot down on this last lap. Have any hopes of getting the podium. After starting on the front row of the grid, may drop to P5 here. Hilly half a second back from Rels and the Mercedes. As we move on to the final lap of this race, and Hilly could have a great run. And he's going to go for around the outside into turn 1. He's going to try and compromise Rels' exit. Oh, that big snap of upsteer as we go into turn 2. Rels comes across to try and defend. That's some great defending from Rels. Hilly sticks his nose in. We've got a battle for the podium here on the last lap. Oh, very close. And it looks like Rels is going to keep this place. Well fought by Hilly though. I don't think Rels is going to give that one up. As we look towards our race leader, defending champ, trying to go for back-to-back, and it's looking that way at the moment. As it stands, 23 points the gap going into Abu Dhabi. Exo Thunder rounds the final corner. A very dominant and impressive display in Hungary. Will win round 11 of Tier 1 in the Hungaroring. James will take P2. 5.5 seconds behind our race winner Joe. And as you can see, Rels will claim a podium. Oh, I will sleep well tonight, I must say. LX Tractor will claim P6. And well done to Matt Maddox. On full-time debut, claims P7 in the Aston Martin. Very impressive display. Well done to him. I'm happy for him. Mikey will claim P8 after starting P18 on the grid, and he will earn Commentator's Driver of the Day, stepping in the Cali boy in the McLaren. Very impressive showing from the Tier 2 driver. Rawlins and Crosses in P10, and we'll keep that. Expo P11, Madge P12, Gav P13, and Blondie to cross the line, the last driver to do so. Thanks everyone for tuning in. That has been round 11 of Hungary. Next week, of course, the season finale of Abu Dhabi, of course, with the sprint race as well, just to spice it up that little bit more. Yeah, I'll jump in, Expo. Give us a minute. So your race classification. Very fun race. Of course, default setups. Been a very testing wildcard. So I hope everyone's enjoyed that as much as I have. So thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a very successful live, by the way. A lot of good viewers and good numbers all around. It's been a good day in Hungary. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Next week, of course, Abu Dhabi. So join me in the commentary box for the season finale for Tier 1 and Tier 2 next Friday, same time. Thanks everyone for tuning in and peace.